Welcome back to the federal candidates debate on around the region. We're in the middle of question period, and we're going to roll into the next question here. Let's go ahead.
Hi, my name is Gwen Mottram. I'm with the Vegreville Community Theatre. I feel that arts funding is essential to present artists from across Canada in our communities. And my question is, what is your vision in relation to arts and culture for Canadians?
Thanks for that question, Gwen. Green Party candidate Will Munsey, take the floor, 60 seconds.
Well, Mr. Ben was always talking about the economy, the economy, the economy. And one of the things, and Mr. Harper knows this well because he lost the majority last time, by cutting funding to the arts in Quebec. In Alberta, we live in a society that's very fast-paced. It's very money-oriented. And sometimes we forget the other aspects of our lives, and art is one of them. Visual art, entertainment art, singing, country songs, all of those things, vitally important. So what the Green Party would do would take a base amount from the federal budget, and that would be funding for regional festivals. You know, Linda Duncan, who was elected in Strathcona, was elected as the NDP, the only NDP in Strathcona, and the very next year, lo and behold, funding for the Edmonton Fringe Festival, world famous festival, was cut. This is the kind of partisan politics that we're playing in Canada now, at the very detriment to the arts, and that has to stop. The funding has to be stable and consistent.
And we'll move on to Liberal candidate Ron Williams.
I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that arts are the soul of the nation. That's how we know who we are and where we came from and where we're going. So they're absolutely vital for the soul of our nation. Now, if we want to stick strictly to the bottom line, economics, they also contribute more to the economic of the nation than any other similar group of people because they are labor intensive. So on two fronts, arts are vital to tell us who we are, where we're going, and where we came from, to tell us our own stories, and also to give a boost to the economy. Thank you.
Conservative Party candidate Mr. Leon Benoit, what will you do for the arts?
Yeah, thanks, Gwen, and thanks for the work you do at Vic Juba. Our Conservative government, of course, has funded programming at the Vic Juba for the last few years, and we've done it happily because we believe that arts and culture is really what makes life fun. I mean, you can't imagine life without the arts and culture, music, dance, and so on. So it's what makes life fun. And we have, in fact, increased funding to the arts since we got into office. Others have said differently, simply not true. Look at the reality, because we do recognize it as an important part of what makes life fun, but also it's an important part of the economy. So when I'm talking about the economy, I'm talking about this part of the economy too. And this does create jobs, and it adds to the richness and to the fabric of Canadian life. So look at the record again. Our government record on the arts is a good one, and we'll stand by that anytime. We've increased funding, and it's for a very worthy cause.
Let's turn to our final answer now, NDP candidate Ray Stone, about the arts.
Well, there's no question that the Conservative government, the present government, has cut funding for the arts. I mean, from different parts of the country you hear that, and the thing is, arts and culture go hand in hand, and we're in Canada here, we're a melting pot of cultures, different cultures. And they make Canada, much richer, and they express their culture through art, through dancing and plays and so on. And it's great to go and watch these people, especially in Edmonton. They have a one-day session, and you can go and watch them. And we would respond. We would, we'd reestablish this funding to support culture. In fact, we would increase the amount of funding for culture and make sure that it doesn't get cut again, because we can't have it happen. Culture and arts is the backbone of Canada.
A couple opposing opinions here. Let's open it up for 30 seconds for a free-for-all.
I want to ask Mr. Benoit a question. Is it a coincidence that the Fringe, a world-famous Canadian festival, suddenly lost its funding after NDP candidate Linda Duncan became an MP? That, to me, just seems overtly partisan.
Funding is determined by independent bodies and by the departments. Not by by politicians and for political reasons. So I don't know the exact reason for that because I haven't been involved, nor have Edmonton MPs been involved in that. So you know, what we say is that the arts is important, culture is important.
Let's
We've
switch-
increased funding, that's a fact.
Let's switch gears a little bit here, gentlemen. We're going to open this up here for a free-for-all. You guys are you're going back and forth. This is a good thing. So let's talk a little bit about healthcare. Healthcare in this riding, some are calling it a crisis. I guess, what will your party do to help people in this region get access to better care?
Again, it's what, look at the record, look what we've done. We've, the Liberal government before us slashed funding to health care and
make up for
post-secondary
your
by
irresponsible
$25
financing.
billion. We've increased by 6% per year since then.
Following
and
the Liberal plan.
we've committed to increasing by 6% in the near
Following
future.
the Liberal plan.
Healthcare is primarily provincial, of course, but we've certainly done our part. We've helped fund research. Brain research is the newest commitment we've made to research in this campaign. So we will continue to fund top-level medical research, and we'll continue to do things to attract doctors to rural areas in particular.
And there's also, you know, we're talking about accreditation for new Canadians. That's very important to speed up accreditation, but only where the accreditation is valid. Okay, and I probably here agree with Mr. Benoit more than disagree with. We have to keep our standards. But the thing that we're not doing is we're not opening up spaces for doctors and nurses in our own universities and our own institutions
Actually,
for our
we
own
have.
students.
We've started that
to
well.
a small degree. We
Well,
need to do more.
substantially.
After
We-
cutting it.
And here's one thing that many
Of
people...
course, we never did cut it, and Mr. Williams knows that.
I
Go ahead,
do not
Mr.
know
Munson.
that. The Alberta government slashed the number of doctors in training and the number of nurses in training.
What the Alberta government's
That's-
done has nothing to do with me.
Oh, you're not part of Canada. You're not part of the Conservative Party.
We've done our role. We've increased funding. We've,
Following the
we've
Liberal plan.
We've provided 6%
Following the Liberal
increase.
plan. Following the Liberal plan.
Okay, gentlemen, let's wrap this conversation up for just 1 second. Hopefully this conversation has, you know, created some informed voters at the polls on May 2nd. We're going to take a quick break. Closing statements right after this.